Hello again and welcome. Today we have a new book. Our book today will be The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. First, let's start by knowing more about the writer. Stephen Covey is an American educator, author, businessman, and a keynote speaker. Born in 24th October 1932, and The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is one of his most important books. Now, before we start, there is a question. What is the importance of this book? This book has two importances. Number one, it helps you growing fast and in a better way. Number two, it helps you have a better vision of reality and as a result, being effective in achieving the needed goals. Stephen made a research that proves that before the 1920s, people used to define success as having something called character ethics. Character ethics used to depend on personality, humility, courage, integrity, justice, temperance, and etc. But since the beginning of 1920s, people defined success as having something called personality ethics. And personality ethics is caring about the public image, the attitudes and behaviors towards achieving success. What distinguishes us as humans from any other creatures is that we have self-awareness that enables us to shape our life as we want and not as other people's preferences and standards. The habit number one is be proactive. There's a difference between being proactive and reactive. Being reactive means complaining about circumstances. Reactive people always do a lot of things but with small results. They always say things like, "That is just the way I am," or "there is nothing I can do." But proactive people is always taking the initiative. They always focus on what can be controlled instead of what can't be controlled. They have the responsibility, which means being able to have the special and specified response to every circumstance in life. In your life, it's either you act or you're acted upon. So start by taking the initiative. Start by seeing who you are, because to change your life, you have to change yourself. And in order to change yourself, you have to change your perspectives. So start now by acting and taking an action to change your perspective. The habit number two is start with an end in mind. Before you start your way to success, always imagine how the end will be. And what helps you in thinking about that is visualizing or imagining that today is your funeral. And just imagine your family, friends, and colleagues gathering around you. What do you want to be remembered by? Do you want to be remembered by as a kind, successful, and effective person or not? So make your personal mission statement in life. I want the world to be a better place because I was there. Start by seeing what is the effects that you can make to make the world a better place and to affect people around you. The habit number three is put first things first. Start focusing on what's important to you and start making it a priority. And start categorizing these priorities according to urgency and importance. Stephen had made a great chart for this, divided into 4 quarters. Quarter number 1. Manage crisis and pressing problems. Quarter number 2. Focus on strategies and values. Avoid interruptions and busy work. Quarter number 4. Limit distractions and trivials. And remember, an effective person gives priority of effort and time to important things that will achieve his goal with larger results. And remember that the challenge in making priorities isn't in the ability to manage time, but in the ability to manage self. Those first 3 habits will move you from being dependent to being independent and self-mastery. Habit number 4. Think win-win. There are 4 types of thinking. The first one is lose-win, and this is the result of lack of abundancy mindset, where a person thinks that in order for him to win, someone has to lose. And this is a wrong mindset, because life is not a race where there's only one winner. We can all win together, not just one winner. Number 2, lose, lose. And when you have a partner, and most of the time it's because of greed, one of you may want some more money, want to take the bigger part of the company, or else. But this is the wrong mindset as well, because in the end, you both lose without neither getting benefits. Number 3, win. And this doesn't require another person, it just starts with you. When you started working on achieving what you want without making people or sharing with people your effectiveness and your success. The habit number 4. Number 4, win-win. And this is the right mindset, because in this mindset, people believe that I can win, you can win, and we can both win together. You have a deal and I have a deal. By using them together, we can both win. And this is the right mindset. And it's called a scarcity mindset, because not all people think that way. Most people think in the way of lose-win. Someone has to lose in order for me to win. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. So let's start this with an example. The writer here says that he and his son don't get along well, because sometimes the son is talking and he just can't understand his father. So the writer goes to his friend asking for advice. He told him, sometimes I can't understand my child. He don't even want to listen to me. So his friend told him, wait a minute. I thought that you must understand to be understood. How come that he is not listening to you? That's why you are not understanding him. First, listen to what he has to say and then try to convince him with your perspective or your point of view. Unfortunately, some people don't listen with the intent of understanding. They listen with the intent of replying to the other person before he even completes what he's saying. There are 5 levels of listening. Number 1, ignoring. Number 2, pretending to listen. Number 3, selective hearing. Number 4, attentive listening. Number 5, empathic listening. And empathic listening is the highest level of listening, and that is where a person is really listening to understand. Now, you may ask, what is the benefits of understanding the other person first? Well, this have 2 benefits. Number 1, it helps you make sure that your opinion is right. Number 2, it helps you to convince the other person with your point of view after knowing why he disagrees. Now, what can I do to have a more effective communication? First, don't reply fast. Start asking some questions first. Number 2, after making sure of understanding the other person very well, start by showing him that you understand. Habit number 6, synergize. This is the habit where communication, cooperation, and team working is implemented. It is where the writer says that you have to cooperate with others and that you will discover that 1 + 1 equals more than 2. So if you work with others, that will help you achieve your goal more fastly and easier. Habits number 4, 5, and 6 help you moving from independent and self-mastery to interdependent, and this is the highest level. The habit number 7. Habit number 7 focuses on continuous growth, improvement, and it embodies all the 6 habits. Habit number 7 is sharpen the saw. The writer here says that one day he was walking down the garden and he saw a man with a saw trying to cut a tree. He went and asked him, "Why don't you sharpen the saw? It will be easier for you to cut the tree faster." He told him, "Sharpening the saw takes half an hour, and I still have 6 hours to cut this tree." So I told him, spending half an hour to sharpen the saw will help you achieve better and cut the tree faster and easier. So spending just half an hour will save 3 hours of your time. The same goes with achieving our everyday goals. We have to sometimes just take a break and start refilling our energy so we can go back to work more effectively and more energized. And this break can be spiritually, mentally, physically, etc. You can take this break by reading a book, doing your favorite exercising, praying, try to be closer to God, and many, many more. And this kind of break isn't considered as a wasting of time because you will use it in doing something useful, and at the same time it is refilling your energy so you can go back to achieving your goal a little easier and quicker. So, stop being reactive and spending a lot of time doing things that won't get you to the results that you need. Always stop for a minute and ask yourself, is these things that I'm focusing on is really what I need? Is really what matters to me? And start focusing on what is really important. Focus on what's important and make sure that you're climbing the right stairs to success, because a lot of people do a lot of hard work to climb the stairs of success, finally to discover that they're climbing the wrong stairs. So start by prioritizing and making a table on urgency and importance to specify and classify your needs according to important to urgent. Don't give too much attention to what is your personal image is, but start building a strong character ethic. Start understanding people so they can understand you. Make sure that you use empathic listening to understand people. And finally, manage yourself by setting your priorities and putting them into action. This is the end of our book today. Bye and see you next time.